Hey everybody, Josh for Populi here, and without knowing it, you might have hybrid courses in Populi. Don't worry about it too much. It just means that in a single course, you have both campus and online students, or at least the capacity for those two types. But attendance works very differently for both of those student types, and we're going to find out how to handle that. This is going to be most relevant to faculty and teaching assistants, but folks with the academic admin and registrar roles will also want to know how this works in case your faculty need a little support. Also, there's a brief mention of a setting that only academic admins can access. Let's have a real quick look at a course that's set up to be hybrid so we know exactly what that means. If we go to the Settings tab, we'll see the Delivery Method field. This one has been set for this institution's campus and online delivery methods. Just to clarify, you can have many different delivery methods. You create them yourself, that's academic admins. But as far as the function that we're talking about today, they will only break down to whether those methods are designated as campus or online types. Anyway, this is a hybrid course because we can see a campus and an online delivery method here. So how do you know which students are either of these types? As in, your course might be set up to deal with two different delivery methods, but do you actually have enrolled students with different delivery methods? This will show up for us in a couple places, but the most straightforward spot is just right on the Roster tab. In the status column, you can see the delivery method for each of these, on campus and online. So we have two of each in this situation. Okay, let's look at what actually happens with attendance. We'll go to the Attendance tab, click on this event here, and all four of our students show up. You'll manage things here however you like, but for our example, we're assuming that we're only going to mark the campus students present for this class meeting. So to limit this to only that delivery method, we'll use this drop down here to set this to on campus. So if we save and then hop back into that event and then change the drop down back to show those other students, you can see that we've only taken attendance for the on-campus students indicated in the drop down. That's how that works. Obviously, if you did want to take manual attendance this way for those online students, you'd be able to do that. So that's how we're taking class attendance for those campus students. How does this work for online attendance? We record participation events as online attendance. When an online student submits an assignment, starts or posts in a discussion or takes a test, Populi will create a participation record for that student on that date. You can also take this a little further and record lesson activity as participation. And to do that, you go to Academics, Settings, General, and enable down at the very bottom the Count Lesson Activity as Participation setting. That's something the academic admins will have to set. And obviously, school policy and accreditation requirements play into whether or not you're going to make this change. Now, how do you know that participation has occurred for a given student? Where does this actually show up? It's on the Attendance tab over on the right-hand corner. You can see it defaults to Classroom there, but you can switch it over to Online. And then you can see how attendance looks for those online students. This data is hard for me to fake for an example, so it's going to be limited to just a day. But on a real live course with all of your online students going about their business, you should have lots going on here. We'll show you a lower quality screenshot of what that might look like. Sorry to do that, we're fully committed to HD on this channel. When you click into a participation event, like so, you can see who has participated on this day. And then if we click into detail, we can actually see what they've done. And also, you can see that you're able to mark any student as having participated for a given day, once you've clicked into an existing participation event. Also, it's good to know that you can limit this attendance view to individual students so you can see how their participation is showing up. And this is a great tip. Some of the good stuff, top shelf. If you've clicked into the online view on the attendance tab, you can go to any date, double click, and you get a dialog where you can add participation manually. One more thing, if you want to get a view of someone's historic participation with greater detail, you can also click on the person's name in the course, say on the roster, and then click into their attendance. And then you'll see their participation by date. And this one is a little light on the details because, again, it's trickier to fake this kind of data for the video. You'll see a whole lot more detail out in the wild on your own courses. Don't forget to check out those other resources in the description. We've got a video on course delivery methods and student types that covers more about the setup and behind the scenes of hybrid courses. We've got a knowledge base article on attendance and participation that might be helpful as a reference as well. A great way to keep up with improvements and changes to Populi as a software is via our weekly release notes. Those go out on Friday, and you can follow them in our knowledge base. To do that, when you're logged into Populi, click on Help in the upper right-hand corner, click Search the Knowledge Base, then click Release Notes and Announcements, click on the heading for Release Notes, and then click Follow. You'll receive an email when we post release notes there, and that'll keep you on the bleeding edge of Populi features and improvements. And the release notes are fun. Weirdly enough, lots of people say it's a highlight of their week. Yikes. I've been Josh for Populi, and you've been great. Thanks for watching.